Co-founder of the American Real Estate Association and a broker at Compass. Today, your 20th anniversary as a real estate agent.
Today, 20 years.
Love it. Congratulations. We've known each other for years.
All that time almost.
Happy to celebrate with you.
It's great to be here for that.
Let's talk about that, because you're licensed to practice in New York and in Florida.
Correct.
You are the person that has witnessed this exodus the most. What are you seeing right now?
Well, there are different baskets of people. But in New York, we still see that there are people who want to be here, who are here for work and for their life. The question is, can they afford to stay here? And that's the top question right now. It's affordability, and how do we make it easier for folks to live, work, and play here and to thrive in the city. And
have quality of life at the same time.
Yes.
And recent data from apartments.com, get this, shows that the average rent for a one-bedroom in Manhattan, people across the country are not going to believe this, $4,083 for a one-bedroom in Manhattan, 149% higher than the national average. Take a listen to the mayor of New York and what he said about housing affordability.
We're taking on the biggest driver of the affordability crisis in our city, housing. We are going after the bad landlords who violate our laws and mistreat their tenants. New York City will no longer tolerate exploitation as a business model. I have thought often of the Margaret Thatcher quote. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. If anything, my friends, it seems that you eventually need a socialist to clean up the mess.
Jason, your reaction to that?
So, as I travel the country on an affordability tour, tomorrow I'm talking with two governors, one Democrat, one a Republican, one from the Midwest, one from the West. They both have different prescriptions to solve for affordability. None of what he just said there will help solve this problem. In fact, will only make it worse.
That tracks with what I know and how much I've covered Zoran Mamdani. Yeah. Let's talk about kind of the broader picture, because we just got some data in today on existing home sales, and it was down, more than we expected. So we're seeing pressure on home sales across the country. What's going on?
Right, not necessarily a surprise. What it really comes down to is USA, uncertainty, supply, and affordability. These three items are hanging over the market right now. You have plenty of buyers that want to buy. They're having trouble finding a home. They're having trouble affording a home. The mortgage rates need to come down for more of them to be able to buy that home. So there's a lot of these question marks out there right now. But when you buy real estate, it's about confidence in the American economy. And when people feel confident, they're more able to step forward and make that purchase. Right now, you have some uncertainty in the air, too.
And this is the spring selling season, which is somewhat of an issue. White House economists say we've really, across the country, we're short about 10 million homes.
Yes.
Do you agree with that
So
assessment?
we have a massive supply shortage in this country right now, and that's really what we need to focus on. Rezonings. Figuring out how to add more supply. It's not just about building, it's about where you build and how you build, and fighting NIMBYism. That's not in my backyard. Because most people in this country will agree, if you ask them on the street, yeah, let's build more, let's add more supply. Oh, but don't do it next to my house. Do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Fighting NIMBYism is a big part of solving for affordability in this country.
It's interesting that you say that, especially what we're seeing out in California that's been playing out in Los Angeles after the fires. Let me ask you about this. There's a piece in HousingWire.com talks about that basically when pricing behavior and buyer response starts to diverge, that's when the housing market turns. Yes. We're not seeing that right now, or are we?
No, I don't think so. I think actually we're seeing a market that is just waiting. Buyers are there. Like they want to be there. It's not just aspirational, it's meaningful and important for them. Buying a home, most people know, builds generational wealth. It's the best way to do that. But what you have right now is a problem of the sidelines, and it's getting people off the sidelines and into homes is what we need to focus on.
They say the three most important things: pricing behavior, market response, and friction. I thought the word friction was interesting in that.
Yeah, the complications of buying. So, the costs that are associated with buying a home, the taxes and all the costs that can go into it. Transactions can be expensive.
We're seeing the 30-year fixed tick higher, unfortunately.
Well, the 10 years going up.
This is something that has been on President Trump's radar. He, of course, is the builder-in-chief.
He watches the 10-year. We know he watches it, which is great, by the way, because it's important. The 10-year is, guides so much of our economy.
It's one of the biggest reasons that he continues to criticize Jerome Powell, our current Fed chair, and he's nominated Kevin Warsh to be the next Fed chair. We'll see how that plays out in May, obviously, with the confirmation. At the same time, if we do get, say, a cut later in the year, we haven't always seen that correlate with
Correct.
mortgage rates falling. And that's the first time in recent memory for me that I watched that happen last year, I believe.
Yep.
What about this year?
Right. So we'll take out my
We'll
crystal
see.
ball.
Yeah,
but,
I know,
the hope is that you get the 10-year down to, say, under 4, which, by the way, before the start of the Iran war, we got there, and mortgage rates finally fell to 5.98%. Getting a 5 handle on mortgage rates for the 30-year fixed is what's really important to buyers. And we were right there, and now we've trickled back up to about 6.35 or so.
The other, real quick before we go, the other thing that we have seen, look, portable mortgages, there's some issues. They understand that with underwriting. 50-year mortgages didn't really appeal much to banks for some reason. But at the end of the day, regulation, pulling off the regulatory burden on new home building, that's something that the EPA and Lee Zeldin is doing and have been doing. That seems to me to be kind of the trick to get more supply on the market.
Well,
quicker.
we need to go fast, but we also need to realize that even if you allow builders to build fast, there still may be local opposition because of NIMBYism.
Right.
So this is a whole of government holistic approach to solving this, and there's lots of moving parts.
There is a lot of moving parts. Final word, your predictions for the market for this year.
Oh, I think it's actually going to be better than we think it's going to be. And I would say, let's see where interest rates go. Hopefully they'll move down from here as we get more certainty in the world and find more. As long as we have governors out there working for solutions to affordability and are rezoning and are thinking smartly about it, I think we'll be in good shape.
Maybe some mayors will do the same at some point.
We've got to work on that locally here. I'm working on that too, but just,
I'm with you.